Hello, welcome back to the NASA Broom Cupboard. Now, I know some of you may be asking, how can you be British but working for NASA? To which I say, don't even worry about it, you indoctrinated little sheeple. So anyway, today I'm watching a video by a guy called Hans Wormhat. Now, Hans, he's a bit special. He believes in basically every conspiracy theory, and when he's run out of those, he will invent his own. After all, who doesn't have a list of their top 10 fake animals? But be warned, he's not all fun and games. Dig into it and you will find a lot of transphobia, homophobia, and anti Semitism in there. But anyway, for this particular video, he's giving us a list of, well, how do I describe it? Actors pretending to be other people as well.
If somebody is famous and they have a name, it's really hard to know if that's a real person or if it's a character being played by somebody. And then that character will play a dozen different parts.
Yep, that's the sort of dumb we're dealing with here.
The conspiracy theory. Let's start with the conspiracy theorist, who is clearly somebody else who existed before and faked their death. These people very often fake their death. It's a way for them to retire a character. And that's, of course, that Alex Jones is really Bill Hicks. And yeah, a lot of times these people, they'll have tragic deaths, but then they can just pop up later as a new character.
Okay, so every weed smoking student's favourite comedian, Bill Hicks, passed away in February 1994 at the age of 32. At the same time, a then 19-year-old Alex Jones, who we are not discussing today, was hosting a call-in show on public access television in Austin, Texas. Though to go from Bill Hicks to Alex Jones would admittedly be quite the character shift.
A lot of people sell this false, oh, they're sacrificing people left and right in Hollywood. Oh, if you want to be famous, somebody in your family has to be sacrificed.
Who, Hans? Who is selling that?
You notice that they all do the same thing. Okay, number 2 on the list. Like I said, this isn't even a list of 10, so I'm going to stop counting.
Yeah, but it is still a bit weird you still called the video Top 10 Characters in Disguise.
Megyn Kelly is definitely Nicole Simpson. Nicole Brown? What is it? Nicole Simpson?
Okay, so Nicole Simpson is the murdered ex-wife of O.J. Simpson, and Megyn Kelly is a journalist formerly of Fox News. Now, at the time that Nicole and O.J. were married, Megyn would have been just 15 years old. At the time that Nicole was murdered, Megyn was studying for her law doctorate at the Albany Law School in New York. Moving on.
Next on the list, a big one. Who else was so confused about Osama and Obama and
No one. Just racists.
this? Next on the list. This whole charade, it was pretty clear that Ford was Brett Kavanaugh in drag. So
Okay, so let's just take a moment to appreciate the insanity of what Hans is suggesting here. So in 2018, Brett Kavanaugh was going through the process of being elected to the Supreme Court. But Christine Blasey Ford was a woman who stepped forward with allegations of sexual misconduct against Kavanaugh. So what Hans is suggesting is that Brett Kavanaugh invented a character to accuse himself of committing sexual misconduct against himself, presumably in order to stop himself from being elected to the Supreme Court. Foolproof.
Jim Carrey, he makes it in the biz. He probably has many, many characters. and he says, "Hey, I want to be a coach," and he gets this job, pulls the job of being coach. That's what I would imagine. That things like this, I would imagine, is Jim Carrey pulling some strings to be allowed to be a basketball coach because it seems fun to him. And
Well, full credit to Jim Carrey then. Back in 1986, while he was trying to make it as a comedian in Hollywood, at the same time, he was also winning the NBA championship for the Boston Celtics.
this is another one that I hear people bring up a lot. And guys, I'm going to be missing so many in this video. It's not even funny how many I'm going to be missing in this video.
Sorry, Hans, but I can only see Mark Wahlberg on the screen.
So I'm just saying that on John Cena because I've heard people say a bunch of different people that are very Mark Wahlberg-esque also playing John Cena, and they have muscle suits. So many times in movies, the alleged men, when they take off their shirt, it's just a muscle suit that they're wearing.
Well, this has taken an unexpected homoerotic turn. But anyway, yeah, definitely not a muscle suit.
Here's a really good one. I think that this is a really good one for a few different reasons. One, because it's so obvious. I also think it's funny that blackface is kind of just an accepted thing in.
Well, this suddenly became less fun, didn't it?
Now, way in the past, nothing new under the sun. This isn't new. These people didn't make up these tricks last week. They didn't make them up 100 years ago. People have been doing this forever.
So, two people didn't meet. I mean, I haven't met Tom Cruise. That doesn't mean we're the same person. I'm not Tom Cruise, okay? It's just a rumor.
Jefferson Davis, the first president of the Confederacy, was the president of the U.S., Abraham Lincoln. Same person.
But how do you know Lincoln was the fraud? Maybe Jefferson Davis was the fake character.
Here's a fun one. Cam B talked about this one a lot. The Weeknd is Justin Bieber, and he's wearing a mask.
Justin Bieber and fun do not belong in the same sentence.
So I think that this bozo, John R. Kennedy, 100% knows that The Weeknd is Justin Bieber in a mask. Even the name The Weeknd kind of suggests that it's like a character that Justin plays on The Weeknd. So, yeah, I just thought this was fans can show their love of artists like Justin Bieber and The Weeknd. Why would those be the two that this person's picks when he's talking about masks?
Well, I don't really know what's weird about that, but anyway, here's for you to decide. Here's Justin Bieber, and here's The Weeknd. How alike do you think they are?
Okay, this one is very obvious. It's one of the. Go look up almost any video on YouTube of Marilyn Manson. Has tons of comments talking about, oh, Nick Cage is looking rough or whatever. Like,
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Nicolas Cage is Marilyn Manson.
this is another duality one. I do believe this one. It's not one that I've dumped a lot of time into researching, but it's certain of them. It's like I don't even feel like I have to put that much effort into figuring it out because it just makes sense.
But they don't really look that much alike, and it seems a lot of effort to go to just to have an affair with your own husband. And also, following on from the last one, I guess I am obligated to point out that Brian Warner came up with the stage name Marilyn Manson by combining the names of actress Marilyn Monroe and serial killer Charles Manson.
Amy Winehouse was just a character of Lady Gaga that was retired.
Don't look alike, don't sound alike. Feeble. Okay, well, that's all of them now. So, Hans, have you enjoyed it?
I mean, that reminds me of how in middle school, it's like no matter where you go to middle school, everybody finds out the same little middle school games. Like,
Okay. but that's just a case of older children passing the rules down to the younger children, and I don't see what that has to do with anything. You're a weird guy, Hans. Anyway, that's all for now. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and help an angel get its wings by hitting the notification bell. Until next time, Star Wipe, and I'm out.